In this product review, I'm going to go over the Surecheck flight list, which I happen to prefer to use when I'm flying my aircraft, which is a Cessna 172. I'm going to have to switch it over because this is for an older 172N model. The aircraft where I rent are now newer models which are fuel injected, so some of the things will change slightly. But overall, you can see it's a very nice checklist. It's very compact. It's probably about 4 inches across by 6 inches long, and there's distinct tabs on each side to quickly thumb through to find items. Here we have pre-flight, takeoff and cruise, landing, and in red we have emergencies. So I'll just flip through it to give you an idea. Here it gives you some codes for weather in terms of METARs. VFR weather minimums are over here. On the next page, we've got all the items on the pre-flight checklist. Continuing on with the pre-flight checklist, and engine start, and then pre-taxi and taxiing. On the next page here, for takeoff and cruise, we've got a form for PIREPs if you're going to give a pilot report. There's weight and balance table over here on the bottom. Then there's a pressure altitude correction to calculate density altitude on this tab. Here we have the takeoff and cruise checklist before takeoff and normal takeoff procedures. Here we've got short field, soft field, and cruise. And then here we have the cruise profile. On the next tab we have landing. Here you can see the chart to calculate the cross component of wind if you're doing a crosswind landing, to see if it's going to exceed the limitations of your aircraft. On the next page we have the landing checklist with initial descent. We've got pre-landing, approach speeds, and go-around procedures. And provided that we make a safe landing, we've got the after landing checklist, and then securing the aircraft. And towards the very last tab, we've got the very important thing of emergencies. And here there's some conversion scales. We've got distance and time charts, and then conversion factors for distance, volume, weight, speed, and pressure. And these conversions I talk about in my E6B video on how to calculate those with the flight computer, which is better than using this. And for emergencies, we've got engine failure, so during takeoff roll, immediately after takeoff, during flight, failure to restart in flight. We've got in-flight fires, fire during engine start, fire if the engine fails to start with a fire, in-flight fire, emergency descent, electrical fire, and what to do after the fire is out, cabin fires, wing fire, icing, electrical failure, so excessive rate of charge, low voltage, if there's continued discharge. Here we have spin recovery, lost communications, and lost procedures. And let's face it, if you're in spin, you're not going to have time to read the procedures on spin recovery. You should know that. And then here's just the last page. And on the very, very back, we've got some just general information. Tells you about the engine, the maximum performance of the aircraft in terms of weight, tire pressure. It's got the V speeds for you. It's got light gun signals. And then there's a ruler here which you can use on your sectional chart if need be. So overall, very nice. I'll have a link to that. I believe I bought it from the Sporty website, but I'll put a link on the bottom so you can see the price and see if there's a Surecheck for the aircraft that you happen to fly.